Hello. The topic of the report is biological, psychological, and social factors of the development of symptoms of affective disorders in medical students. The report was prepared by Anton Komissarenko and Ian Managadze. We are from Sechnov University, Moscow. Topicality. Pie charts show the frequency of anxiety and depression among medical students. 66% of students are at a clinical level of anxiety, and 33% of students are at a subclinical and clinical level of depression. Next, I would like to introduce you to the average values of anxiety and depression among the 5 medical universities in Moscow. All universities are at the subclinical or clinical anxiety level. Rudan has almost reached the subclinical level of depression. And the aim of the study is to study the role of biological, psychological, and social factors in the development of symptoms of affective disorders in medical students. Next, our tasks are to analyze literary sources, compile a questionnaire in Google Forms, test respondents, analyze data using statistical methods, and draw conclusions. Methods, materials, and methods. Our sample consisted of 775 students from different courses and cities. The design of the study consisted of 2 stages. First, we conducted a survey of respondents, and then we conducted a statistical analysis of the results obtained. Our questionnaire consisted of 4 blocks. 1, authors questions. 2, head hospital and anxiety and depression scale. 3, questionnaire motivation of professional activity. And 4, assessment of perfectionism. Next, so result and discussion. Based on the results of the study, 2 common linear model GLMs were created with anxiety and depression as dependent variables. And for the anxiety, we got 7 factors. 1, sleep quality. 2, perfectionism. 3, the need for rest. 4, gender. 5, motivation. 6, changes in social life. And 7, the use of stimulants. And for depression, many factors are the same as for anxiety. So I'll name 2 that are different. It's screen time and the desire to drop everything and change direction. Next, here we can consider the graphs for anxiety. Respondents who have insomnia and sleep with frequent awakenings have a higher level of anxiety. Students, a high level of perfectionism, also have high anxiety. People who have an increased need for rest have high anxiety. Those who abuse caffeine have high anxiety too. And students who rate their social life low are at a high level of anxiety. And respondents with internal motivation have a low level of anxiety. And those with external motivation prevail, have a high level of anxiety, and they learn under the influence of external factors, not their own desire. Women have higher anxiety than men. For depression, I would like to note the screen time. Extreme values of screen time up to 2 hours and more than 10 hours in respondents with a high level of depression. Students who answered in the affirmative to the question that they are ready to give up everything and change direction demonstrate a high level of depression. And based on our data, we have created a tetrad of factors that it would be interesting to continue studying more. They included motivation, screen time, sleep quality, and desire to drop everything and change direction. As conclusion, I would like to present golden 7 tips for a medical student. Quality sleep, try to find time to rest, don't try to do everything perfectly, chat with friends, find something interesting in everything, don't get carried away with caffeine, avoid extremes in screen time. The ability to recognize your own needs, that's to understand what you really need. is in itself a huge psychological achievement. Abraham Maslow. Thank you for your attention.